はい、ダーリン。
Great.
So I'll text you when I'm gonna come here next. I just have the inauguration stuff, but appreciate it. Alex the Great. I feel like the CarPlay's not working. It's pissing me off.
I say you just sing for the vlog.
Oh, oh, oh. If you wanna be with me, baby, there's a price to pay. All right, that was good. Right? Oh my God, work.
There we go.
All right, let me move a little closer out of here. Oh wow, that driver's actually really nice. Kind of looks bigger, no?
Yeah, that one is.
It's funny the amount of driver fittings we had to do.
I heard when you played with Rory the other day, you were hitting it well.
Yeah.
That's the rumor on the street.
Really? He said that? I was driving it. He really was like surprised, especially my driver.
Yeah.
It was so cool though playing with him. He's such a nice guy too.
That's good.
That was literally perfect.
You saved my life.
That was bad. Like 4 years are gonna be like the best 4 years America has ever had in a
ARC's a great value. In practice today, this looks like a pretty clear win for Team Green today. But Jordan's point about it having way less VRAM, literally only 66% as much VRAM as the ARC B580, is a potentially more important point for the future than it is today. So that's something for you guys to consider. You should also consider, it's on screen. Oh, is Dan not showing it on screen?
Oh, you're on a different...
Lol. Oh, okay, yeah.
Dan's doing his own thing over there.
Yeah, our ARC cards are starting at $340, $40 more than the RTX 4060. Another thing you should consider is checking out our sponsor, Green Man Gaming. Thank you for sponsoring the stream, Green Man. You can check them out at the link down below for great deals on highly anticipated titles, and use code. Oh, we've got a code down below where you can get a free gold XP status. Wait, for life?
For life.
Oh, wow. Thanks, Green Man. Yeah, very cool. Very cool, Green Man. You know, I was down in Vegas and I saw all the ads for the Blue Man Group.
It's a little different.
They never offered me gold XP.
That's true.
So I'm going to stick with the Green Man.
All right. Sounds like a good deal. How long you gonna stare at Andy here?
Until Dan tells me I'm clear. My robe, I've got my wizard hat, that's right folks, it's Battle Mage Day. Intel's Battle Mage B570 GPU is out today, making ARC even
Mr. Beast does not have enough money to buy TikTok. Elon does technically, but that would be the worst thing ever. Because like he doesn't get enough credit for how bad he ruined Twitter. This app is like unusable. I get like 2 notifications a day talking about breaking news from X, and it's never breaking news. Just named president as the worst president in history. Do you agree with them? What the hell? And I don't go on X. Like my X feed is what it would be if you made a new account. And it's insufferable. I think one of the reasons why TikTok is so successful is because TikTok as a platform is so inoffensive. They don't project their own opinions. Their CEO is just like a plain guy. The moderation is pretty consistent, and even all things that Elon is the opposite of. Mr. Beast.
All right, so we've made $10 filament. It's available right now, and we've done it inside of the USA. And it has been a trip. So in this video, we're going to talk about everything that we've done over the last year to get to this point, which no one has ever crossed before. So about a year and a half ago, we made this video, which was about all the problems with filament that we had seen with suppliers ourselves as a print farm. Everything from notches at the core that get stuck in your runout sensor so it doesn't work, to just the cost of filament itself. Like the fact that filament made 2,000 miles away from us was somehow cheaper than filament made down the street from us. There was just all this silliness inside of it. That video got a lot of attention, and a bunch of y'all found out that we were making filament inside of our print farms. So it kind of went down like this.
Hey, why don't you fix it and make cheaper filament?
No, we're a print farm. We're working to decrease the cost of manufacturing so a kid in a dorm room could just upload a file and have it produced and delivered, whether he's making 1 or 1 million. We don't have time to make a filament. We're breaking the molding industry.
Please?
Okay, we'll think about it. So we thought about it, and it was ridiculous to us that there was no US manufacturing source that was going towards low cost but reasonable quality filament. And most of the reasons for that were just silly and stupid. They were business model differences, or I'm not gonna say greed, but just general sort of, mainly business model problems. There was no manufacturing or first principles reading that filament could not be made more affordably inside the United States. But the issue is that we have a core business and we have limited resources and availability for all this kind of thing. But since it was clear of how to fix it, we went ahead and made a plan, laying out every step that would reduce the cost over the next year down to $10, a price lower than the cheapest filament on the market. A lot of people have done sales of filament down that low to get rid of excess inventory, but in order to have a continued, sustained business inside the United States and that kind of thing had not been done before without cutting some kind of radical corner. And that's not something that we wanted to do. We didn't want a situation where you got what you pay for. We wanted to make sure that it was a reasonable feedstock and raw material. But the interest was there and the direction to go was there. So we decided to buy another extruder and bring it in solely for this project, and we started spooling filament.
When we started, we launched at $20 like everybody else, and this let us get the product out the door and start learning how to iterate and improve it so that we could keep on driving down the cost from there, getting closer to the $10.
Spools were punctured, instructions were ignored, and boxes were smashed and driven over by the post office all the time.
So over the next year, we figured out how to make consumer filament. Each time we improved, the price was able to drop, and we kept on following our master plan, figuring out how to get the price closer down to $10 per kilogram.
We got more efficient. We focused in on colors. We found better suppliers. We continued to refine our own processes. Because the real challenge with this was not necessarily to reduce the cost to make the filament, but to reduce the cost of packing it and shipping it, which is surprisingly where much of the cost goes to. And then the plan broke. Now, if you have ever worked with a project that has some plan, you probably know that that plan never holds up. You need to do it to make sure that you're thinking through all the steps and thinking of all the potential things that you're aware of that could go wrong. But ultimately, you realize in the back of your head that something's gonna break, and you just get ready for when that happens. And that happened a bunch. The first part to break in our plan was shipping. We thought we were gonna have a Midwest factory up to where we could do fulfillment of Tangled from there, and that ended up not being able to coalesce in 2024, so we had to find those savings someplace other than in shipping. Because right now, all of Tangled filament ships from Boise, Idaho, and Boise, Idaho is on the wrong side of the country from where most consumers are. But we were able to make up for that on the wrong side of the country from where most consumers are. But we were able to make up for that from other discoveries of new ways to optimize in our back-end operations, things like better suppliers and optimizing the overall production of it. The other part of the plan that we thought we were going to do is we thought we were going to make 2 kg spools. This was just obvious. 2 kg can still have the same thickness of a spool, so it works with most common 3D printers, but is bigger than 1 kg, because 1 kg uses way too much labor and is way too small an amount of filament for the amount that people burn with high-speed machines. We live in a different world right now. 1 kg is dumb. Besides that, the 1 kg spool was an arbitrary number that people picked way back in the day when they were using welding wire spools to make the 1 kilogram of filament because we could just spool just about enough onto there. It was weed whacker wire and welding metal wire. There was never a time that 1 kg was actually what people wanted. So we were just stuck with this standard that was left from a past life. But we figured it out. We did not end up going with the 2 kg spool. That would have required that we create a custom spool, and there just was not bandwidth to get that done.
So instead, we used the 3 kg spool. This got us down to the $11. No, it's not compatible with Bambu Lab AMS. You can't insert it into there. So So you hang it up above the machine and then you can feed the filament down inside of there and it's fine. But this reduced all kinds of labor from having to fill up 3 1 kilogram spools versus just filling up 1 large 3 kg spool. Yes, it's still an old welding wire spool, but it works fine and we need this to actually be fairly durable.
Machine learning is advancing, but businesses wonder if some machines can keep up.
Let's welcome our new coworker, Jeff.
Copy. So that allowed us to really optimize the cost. And oddly enough, 3 kg is kind of an optimum number to put into a box to ship because it's just below the next tier where pricing would bump up, but is as efficient as you can be shipping 3 kilograms of material around. That 3 kg spool got us to $11 per kilogram in a last test before the new year. And that test went really well. So now we're very confident to introduce $10 per kilogram filament. So how did we finally get there? How do we get the final part across the line? Up until this point, we engineered everything. We optimized the speed of the production line. We optimized the spool. We optimized the processes for packing and shipping. We basically moved money and resources around in creative ways. So a little bit money comes over there. We work with that drug dealer. We talk to this supplier over here. Okay, no drug dealer. But we can't reduce the cost of raw materials, and we're down to that now.
So there's only one other place that we can really optimize, and that's on the future.
Efficiency comes from knowing what is going to happen. Right now, we can't predict the future. We don't know if there will be a spike in demand or a reduction in demand. When managing something like inventory where you have tons of material standing around, that is a killer. And not only does this make it more expensive for us, it makes it a worse experience for you because there's always the possibility of being out of stock. So how do we solve this issue of management and projections, of knowing what we need to produce next month so we can produce it as efficiently as possible? A subscription. I know, I lost you all there.
Another subscription? Go yourself.
I get that. I understand people don't like subscriptions, but here is the reason that we have to do it. A subscription lets us know the minimum number of kilograms and spools that we need to produce each month. Anyone who is a subscriber, we know we need to make inventory for because they are likely going to order filament. This lets us tighten up inventory and schedule production. Everything runs smoother, people are happier. Aside from that, the subscription is very small. It is $7 per month. And it gives you free shipping and reliable supply. When you purchase the subscription, you are buying your spot in line so that you know you will always be able to get the filament that you need when you need it, and you get free shipping on it. So right now the subscription is $7. The cost of shipping on the regular store is about $9. So buying the subscription is cheaper than buying it straight off the shelf. And we did that intentionally. We wanted to make sure that this was a really high value opportunity for you. The efficiency that the subscription gives to us, we can make up the difference for. Now look, if you use less than 3 kg of filament per month, you shouldn't have the membership. Go ahead and buy it when you need it. But if you use more, it is a no-brainer because it is the cheaper option. You can buy 3 kilograms or a pallet, and it costs you a $7 membership. And also, by the way, you can cancel your subscription anytime, and we have no problem with that. There's a button right inside of there that's easy to get that done. We did not want this to be irritating, but we wanted to help ourselves predict the future by having you guys pay for your shipping ahead of time effectively. Now, we have one other greedy incentive for this also. We run a print farm. By having Tangled around, it allows us to continue to scale up our processes and produce more material more affordably for our use and for the use of all of you guys. So it's a very mutually beneficial situation. Even though Tangled filament is not really profitable, we're able to make up for it in our production business and that kind of thing. Because our main goal is to make it easier for people to manufacture parts with 3D printing. And one of the blockers to us growing, we always knew, was the cost and quantity of filament. We have had suppliers who just gave up supplying us because we were too big for them and they couldn't give us enough material. That's a real problem. So we most certainly have our own selfish interest in order to make sure that Tangled and filament production continues to scale up. And Tangled and selling filament allows us to continue to do that. So are we doing it purely out of the goodness of our hearts? No, not entirely. It's most definitely a business decision, but it needs to be in order to be sustainable. If it's not sustainable, it's not useful. It has to continue to be able to exist. So we ask you this: if you would like to help us continue to decrease the cost of filament so that 3D printing can keep taking over the world and can grow and can scale even more, and more people can get access to this amazing technology that can produce amazing products, we ask that you please become a Tangled member, whether you use filament every month or no. It is the last optimization that we have to get us down to $10 per kilogram of filament. And it's available now. You can get the filament right now. The subscription is $7 per month. The filament is $30 for 3 kilograms. And you can purchase that today over at tangledfilament.com.
So we've hit $10 per kilogram. Good on us. Fantastic. Pat ourselves on the back. So I guess we're done. Or we could see what else we could get done.
Grammarly provides a bunch of different suggestions.
To celebrate my YouTube channel hitting 1 million subscribers, I'm flying all my Discord mods out for a snowboarding trip. I know that might seem like a bad idea. It might be, but it's gonna be fine. I mean, we all know what a stereotypical Discord mod looks like, but I feel like I've recruited only top talent over the years. I mean, one is a doctor, one's a cop, some of us are prior military. I feel like I'm in good hands. But for the real problem, I actually don't know how to snowboard. Now, I've been shredding the local gigantic hills while standing on my son's sled, so I'm sure that's going to translate out in the Rocky Mountains. But the other thing I'm worried about is what's going to happen to our Discord server when all of the Discord mods are gone. I mean, for several days, we're going to be snowboarding, gaming, and drinking whiskey the entire time. We may even stop by the local micro center. So if you're in our ZTD Discord server, let's just behave for a few days, please. There is actually one mod who's not going on the trip. He gonna be busy. To celebrate my YouTube channel hitting 1 million subscribers, I'm flying all my Discord mods out for a snowboarding trip. I know that might seem like a bad idea. It might be, but it's gonna be fine. I mean, we all know what a stereotypical Discord mod looks like, but I feel like I've recruited only top talent over the years. I mean, one is a doctor, one's a cop, some of us are prior military. I feel like I'm in good hands. But for the real problem, I actually don't know how to snowboard. Now, I've been shredding the local gigantic hills while standing on my son's sled, so I'm sure that's going to translate out in the Rocky Mountains. But the other thing I'm worried about is what's going to happen to our Discord server when all of the Discord mods are gone. I mean, for several days, we're going to be snowboarding, gaming, and drinking whiskey the entire time. We may even stop by the local micro center. So if you're in our ZTD Discord server, let's just behave for a few days, please. There is actually one mod who's not going on the trip. He gonna be busy. To celebrate my YouTube channel hitting 1 million subscribers, I'm flying all my Discord mods out for a snowboarding trip. I know that might seem like a bad idea. It might be, but it's gonna be fine. I mean, we all know what a stereotypical Discord mod looks like, but I feel like I've recruited only top talent over the years. I mean, one is a doctor, one's a cop, some of us are prior military. I feel like I'm in good hands. But for the real problem, I actually don't know how to snowboard. Now, I've been shredding the local gigantic hills while standing on my son's sled, so I'm sure that's gonna translate out in the Rocky Mountains. But the other thing I'm worried about is what's going to happen to our Discord server when all of the Discord mods are gone. I mean, for several days, we're going to be snowboarding, gaming, and drinking whiskey the entire time. We may even stop by the local micro center. So if you're in our ZTD Discord server, let's just behave for a few days, please. There is actually one mod who's not going on the trip. He gonna be busy. To celebrate my YouTube channel hitting 1 million subscribers, I'm flying all my Discord mods out for a snowboarding trip. I know that might seem like a bad idea. It might be, but it's gonna be fine. I mean, we all know what a stereotypical Discord mod looks like, but I feel like I've recruited only top talent over the years. I mean, one is a doctor, one's a cop, some of us are prior military. I feel like I'm in good hands. But for the real problem, I actually don't know how to snowboard.
I think we gotta go out.
Let's head out, take a few photos with each phone.
Let's go. Okay.
Like first day of school vibes.
Okay, let's have a look. It's hard to see a difference.
It's hard to see a difference. They're all pretty good, man.
Maybe look at the shoes.
Let's look at the shoes. I think my shoes look the nicest on the Nothing. They look super beat on the Nord.
I think it's a bit oversaturated on ours, actually. I think all the photos are pretty good. It's not a difficult scene. However, I do feel like we need to tone down the brightness a little bit.
And the colors are a bit oversaturated.
Yeah, tone down the saturation and tone down the brightness by a little bit.
Okay, let's go rating. Vivo back camera.
Let's give it a 6. Redmi, what would you give it? This one, 5?
Yeah.
Let's give it 5.
Max 5.
I think we gotta go out.
Let's head out, take a few photos with each phone. Let's go.
Okay.
Like first day of school vibes.
Okay, let's have a look.
I think it's safe to say that my entire career in tech has been inspired by that work that Apple did. I actually appreciate them for not mentioning AI all the time, because I think it's become such a buzzword. They have so many devices out there already. It's not in their interest to take a ton of risk and move super fast. They should work on owning the OS and the platform, which I think they've done beautifully. I think app intents is the most important thing, because in the future our devices need to help us get things done. And I think they're laying out the foundations and the frameworks to be able to enable this on a bigger scale in the future, including
Donate plasma today and receive up to $700 your first month. CSL Plasma. Do the amazing.
Tired of endless LeetCode problems and unstructured learning? AlgoMonster is different. We don't.
Conor McGregor is due to fight Logan Paul in India for $250 million each.
$500 million, wow.
There is nothing that makes sense about this.
So now you may be asking yourself, okay, how is this possible?
Wasn't Logan and Floyd pretty close?
This can't happen, my man, for real. This can and will happen.
I look like one of the guys on reality TV. Hell yeah. You can tape it. I'm headed to Love Island right after this. Hey, yo, good morning, little gang. What's poppin'?
Oh,
We're bringing back the vlogs. That's right. You heard that right, Low Gang. Low Gang lives forever. I've always said it. We're preparing for a big year in 2025, becoming a real WWE superstar, not a part-timer. I have this brand new daughter. Yeah, well said. A couple businesses to build. And so I think given my lifestyle now, I'm far less interested in being super performative, you know, for the camera. I get it. I would hate me too. I've never respected the saying no more boxing is that'll get some attention, I think.
Yeah.
Because that's not true. Like if Conor McGregor wants to fight, we are running it. I mean, bro, it's an epic fight. I would love to. It would be something I would like step away from WWE for a second to go do, but.
Great. Love hearing this.
250 million, Rob.
I get it.
250 million, bro. I gotta take that.
I'll go with you.
Unless, hey, if Nick Khan matches that, I'll stay in the WWE. I think he's trying to pressure Dana into making it happen because he's owned by the UFC. Like he can't f***ing let alone fight without them knowing. That's Miss first time in the ocean. We think it's a pretty big moment because if she has Nina's shoulders, there's a chance she could be a swimmer. Nice and broad. Okay, ass.
I'm excited.
She's a little excited.
You ready? Do you like it?
She does. She does. Oh, you like it a little bit?
She definitely doesn't mind it.
No. Oh. First time on the beach.
Oh, she doesn't love that.
Nope, sand is bad. Sand is bad. I think she likes the water more than the sand.
Well, I don't feel like sand is that fun if you're a baby. It's just
not
like
that fun.
sticky and scratchy.
Okay, we're calling it. Calling it. That was a great day at the beach.
Good job.
3 days, we're back to work. Longest time I've ever taken off in my career, ever. I've never taken like 3-4 months to just like focus on myself and my family.
And even in between, you were still doing a little.
I was still working a little bit, but like I'll always be doing something. But I realized, bro, like I gotta be doing shit. And my daughter's not old enough to like play with me yet. That's where I'm gonna excel as a father, when I can like hang out and play and go like do adventures and shit. Which I have like 2-3 more years before that happens. And so I'm gonna take these next couple of years to just try to be the best at everything I do. Make some companies and some moments that have ability to ripple throughout time, not just like this generation. Like that moment, this is like a Marvel Avenger. Movie poster, and it's a moment that happened in real life. No VFX, no setting up for the shot, just two guys wrestling, and one of them happens to be the greatest of all time, and the other's Roman Reigns. Such a crazy photo. Whoever took this is the GOAT.
It was a girl, right?
It was a woman, yeah. It was a woman.
I think you and John could happen.
John Cena?
Yep.
I'd love to wrestle John. I'm good at giving these legends a final, like, you know, like really showing them who's boss. Nah, it'd be an honor to wrestle John Cena. What a guy. At the moment, I'm surrounded by some really, really talented older wrestlers, and it's cool to be the youngest and best. You know, besides Dom Mysterio, and like no one really has it, you know, like me.
Not really.
Just really just Dom.
Braun Breaker?
Braun Breaker is good. He's very good, but it's just like, you know, there's levels to this. All these guys are good, but there's a difference between goodness and greatness. And, you know, I think I'm a stellar example of like something that people older than me, the veterans, and people my age can look up to. First order of business, just landed LA. Commercial flight, by the way. See, I'm humble. I'm just like all of you. I'm relatable. I'll get Prime Ice, 19 minutes.
Really?
Launching Prime Ice, 19 minutes.
What is this new thing, bro? I don't think you've explained it.
Okay, so last WrestleMania in Philadelphia, I was wrestling, right? And I look out in the crowd and I see a sign, Prime is too sweet. I said, what? But you have to consider, some people don't like sweetness. And our #1 piece of feedback we get is some people just don't like how sweet Prime is. So what if we made it less sweet?
Whoa. Genius.
Genius. The Prime Ice.